In this video, I'm going to show you how to create really powerful, punchy, and loud drums without actually stealing any of your headroom. And I'll show you how to make your drums go from something that sounds like this to this. Much better. And it sounds like they got a whole lot louder, but they actually didn't. So if you look over here on the meter, let's look at what it peaks at with all these plugins off. So we got minus 5.3, and then with all of these in, we're at minus 7.1. So it gained almost 2 whole dBs of headroom, but the drums sound a lot punchier and louder. So that makes it much better for when you go to like master your track. So you're not having the drums trigger the limiter so much, which gets you a better, louder, more cohesive master as a whole without everything sounding squashed and distorted. So how are we doing this? Let's start one at a time. Now, obviously you might not have some of the plugins I'm using. That's totally fine. We can kind of follow the same principles and find like an alternative plugin to use. So the first thing I'm using is a transient shaper. This is a technique I learned from my favorite band, The Midnight, and they use this on their drum bus a lot. And so what we're going to do is just use this to kind of shape the overall envelope of the drum tracks themselves, the drum bus itself. And so I'm using Smack Attack by Waves. I'll link to all the plugins in the description below, but you can also use like free transient shapers out there, like I think Analog Obsession has one. I think it's called like Tracks or something. And so for this, in this case, I'm actually reducing the attack, increasing the sustain to try to just make the drums a little bit more round and not quite as harsh. So it just adds a lot more body and punch to the drums there. Then I'm using this Jason Joshua NLS bus technique on the drum bus here. I'm just putting them in this Studio Verse plugin shell by Waves. This is free. Just lets you load up a bunch of plugins so then you can create macros and all kinds of. It's kind of like making your own plugin in a way. Really cool. I did a full video breaking down this. I'll have that link below. So I'm just loading up these in. I'm just using 8 different instances of the NLS bus here. So I've got mic, spike, mic, mic again, spike, all over the place, mic, Nevo, and then mic. And I think only the first one is the drive turned up a bit. And then I think on the last one, I turned the trim down a dB. And I also turned the dB down here like half a dB. So what we're doing here is we're adding a whole bunch of channel strips, basically from different mixing consoles, like the EMI desk, the Neve desk, and the SSL desk. Right, if we look at these, spike is the SSL, mic is the EMI, and Nevo is a Neve mixing console. So what we're just doing is introducing a whole bunch of saturation, right? Just by running through this plugin, it's adding saturation if you don't increase the drive. And it just gives a lot more of an analog feel. And this is a technique, I believe, that was pioneered by Jason Joshua. Really cool, and it sounds amazing. So we're gonna hear before and then after. This really brings the whole drum mix bus like forward. It makes it sound wider and richer and warmer. Just amazing how good that sounds. And so if you don't have the NLS bus, you could try just using other like free channel strip plugins and loading it up in here. As long as it's a VST3, that would work in the Studio Verse plugin shell here. Otherwise, you can just load them up on the channel here. The reason I use Studio Verse is so I didn't have 8 plugins in here. I already have a bunch on here, so that would really add up. Then I'm doing some just basic EQ for what I thought these drums needed. Doing some of the harshness and some muddiness. Then I'm adding the Pultec style EQ. This is the EQ P1A by IQ Multimedia, love IK. And we're just doing a boosting by like 2.5 at 100 and also attenuating a couple dB at that same, or this isn't dB, but this is like on their scale, I think is how it works. And then boosting 4 at 10 with a pretty wide bandwidth, so it's almost like a shelf. And this makes a huge difference, as you're going to hear. This is really great on drums. It sounds like we're adding a lot of level, but we're not. It's just EQ. Just jumps out at you. Very nice. And you can see we've actually reduced level already by 1 dB with our headroom. So if we wanted to, we could, you know, turn up after the fact if we wanted these to be louder, but we've gained headroom at this point. Now I'm adding some kind of glue compression with a fast attack, slower release, and 4:1 ratio. So this is a little bit more of an intense compression here for a drum bus. So we're going to hear this. Doing like 1 to 3 dB of compression. Nice. Again, a lot more punchy, a lot more forward. Then I decided to try out this tube channel strip by Magma channel, and I really like this. It gives you some drive, gives you some highs. You got an EQ here, and you got some compression. So I added a little bit more compression. Looks like I boosted the bass just a tad, and I added some drive. I also low cut the drums here. So I wanted the bass to kind of take everything below 60. That might be a bit extreme here. So we'll experiment with this on and off. I don't know, I think that sounds good. A little bit more rumbly. I kind of wanted a cleaner kick that was rumbly, so I actually kind of liked it there. And then we also got the bass boost to kind of boost what is left over. And we got the drive. And just a little bit of compression. This feels kind of cold and like farther away, like it's in a big like empty warehouse or something, but this kind of like brings it forward and warms it up. Very cool. And now before I get into the last plugin here on this chain, which really brings the drums to life and really gets you a lot of punch and saves you a lot of headroom. Before I get into that, I just want to invite you to sign up for my free Finish Tracks Faster workshop. You can check it out in the description below, but on this workshop, it's basically a live coaching experience with me on Zoom, so you can ask me questions, and I just walk you through some really crazy, counterintuitive tips and tricks on how to go about finishing more tracks faster and actually have them sound better than ever so you can become a prolific producer. So if you struggle with finishing tracks or abandoning tracks because you feel like they're not good enough, or the music you're creating just doesn't match what is the quality you believe your favorite artists are, and you want to be able to create your best music ever faster than ever and be able to finish every song you create, then definitely join this free workshop. Again, link in the description below. And the final plugin I'm using here is the classic Clipper plugin by AK. You can use any kind of Clipper plugin you want. And so this acts kind of like a limiter, but instead of just the peaks stopping and being turned down, it's actually shaving off those peaks, which adds a little bit of distortion and adds just a little bit more excitement to the drums as a whole. And so we're just doing like 1 to 2 dB of gain reduction here, and we're using the hard slope here versus the soft. So this, I think, really sounds great, and it's going to help limit those drums so they're not going to be, your limiter when you go to master is not going to be working as hard, which the result of that is it's going to help you be able to get more perceived loudness out of your track and make your track louder without it sounding quite as distorted, because usually those transients on those drums are going to be the loudest when you're hitting the limiter. So as you pull the limiter down to try to bring everything else up, the drums are going to be over triggering the limiter, and it can sound really squashed. So we're going to hear this now before and after. Very subtle. We can exaggerate this. We're down to 5 dB. Now we're actually peaking a lot quieter now, but because this is really extreme. So this actually gains you a lot of headroom, even though it sounds louder, which is insane. So we're gonna put it back to about where we had it, which I think was just 2 dB. Just a lot punchier and fuller and rounder. Now, if you want more help creating professional punchy drums, then check out my video on the screen right now, and I'll take you to a tutorial that shows you some really cool tips and tricks for making more pro sounding drums.